Hi, this is a Technology Ridecast. I'm Mark Farley, and my special guest today is Ed Morgan from London, England. How you doing, Ed?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for coming on. So, of course, the big news, it's going to be big news for a long time, is Brexit. So what's the early temperature there for how this impacts the technology business, established companies, employees, startups, all of that stuff? What are you hearing?
I think it's quite interesting seeing it start to play out. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people who are, quite concerned around various things. Predominantly, I guess, the freedom of movement. Like I worked with an Italian guy on our weekly call this morning. He was freaking out that he might have to, move back to Sardinia before he's ready to retire.
Yeah.
And I got a couple of friends who work in the startups, and they're all concerned about, VC money from Europe starting to dry up. Apparently, a few of them are being told they might as well just move to San Francisco, which is easier said than done for many British people. Obviously, we don't really know anything around what's going to happen at this point, but there are quite a lot of concerned people.
Have you heard any discussion about how this might impact intellectual property laws?
No, and that's a very good one. To be honest, I don't know a great deal around it, but I would assume that the majority, or a large chunk of those IP rules, and similar to data sovereignty and stuff like that, has been set by the EU. So, let's say in 2 years' time, when we have, assuming we do, pulled out of the EU, all of those laws will have to be either wiped or renegotiated. So, the kind of obvious thing around this is, data sovereignty for like cloud data and stuff.
Right.
Because obviously, I can't remember what it's called now. It used to be called Safe Harbour, which was the EU law saying, you couldn't get data out of a certain country unless you were that country's legal authorities. So, let's say we come out and the US wants to, appeal Microsoft or something for some data that's being held in the UK. Under that law, we would probably be able to say, no, you can't have that data without, going through the courts and all that stuff. Whereas now it's going to be there's going to be a lot more uncertainty around that sort of thing.
Right, yeah, uncertainty around this as well as a lot of other things. Best of luck in the months to come. It's going to take a long time to sort this out, as you said. Thanks for joining us, and we'll have you on again to talk about this as time passes.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, like you said, it's a long road. Personally, I don't even believe that they might that they'll trigger the Article 50 to withdraw us, because the longer they don't, it's just an avoidance tactic, right? But like you said, long road, man. We'll see what happens in the next couple of years, right?
Yeah, we will. Thanks a lot, Ed.